Hello all, it's Łukasz Woźniak from Go On Board. Today I would like to put some spotlight on tales and characters in The Witcher Path of Destiny to showcase the replayability and variety in this game. When you decide to purchase a new board game, you naturally think of how often you would be able to take it out and have a different experience. So that's why today I want to address that variety and replayability. Besides that, there are 5 characters in the game, and more if we are able to unlock some stretch goals together. We have already revealed our first stretch goal, so by a popular demand from our community, of course, it's Triss, a full playable character with player board, cards, tokens, standee, and in a deluxe version, a miniature, a scoring miniature, and a double-layer player board. The first replayability and variety aspects come from the different characters in the game. So when you play with a different character, you get a different hand of cards that represent characteristic actions for that character. So you will see that during the game, as Yen, you more often would go for magic, sometimes for diplomacy. So with Geralt, it would be fighting, or sometimes exploration. So the starting hand makes each character a little bit different and playing with them a different experience. But each character also has 4 different abilities that you will unlock during the game. Those abilities give a unique feel for each character. So just by choosing different characters in the game, you will have a different gameplay. You can always choose the character you like, but I would suggest mixing things up with 5 or maybe 6 or maybe more characters in the game. But more importantly, choosing a tale will affect the game immensely. Replayability comes from reading through the story as the Destiny takes us on a different path that leads to one of 8 different epilogues. Also, the bonuses you get as the player that got majority of one of the symbols differ depending on the path you take. So the variety comes from the story itself, but not only that. Mechanical effects that happen along the way are different. And each tale has its own rules and components that add variety. The Edge of the World. It's a tale about peculiar encounter and a story of an elf-human conflict that's behind. At the beginning of the game, we'll choose 3 extra effort cards. Those provide additional symbols for the right colors of cards played in your action timeline. They add another level of thinking when drafting cards, managing your hand, and playing them. And there are 64 different combinations of those cards. So plenty of variety just here. Striga. It's a tale about a princess and a curse. The king wants you to break the spell. Royals want you to kill the monster. At the beginning, we place face-down mission cards, and during the game, players try to collect cards to look at those missions. And out of the 4 cards placed, 2 will be revealed and affect this final scoring. So 81 mission card combinations may appear here. The variety here is also pretty big. And the Lesser Evil. This is a tale about a mage and an elf, a choice between 2 evils. Of course, evil is evil, lesser, greater, middling, it's all the same. But we are in this situation and we have to do something about it. Besides drafting and playing action cards, players will get alliance cards for Striga or Renfrey. And at the end of each round, alliance cards are revealed for one side of the conflict, and players get some additional symbols. But the player that gathered the most symbol for the winning side has chosen one of the evils and gets a small punishment instead of a reward. There are 16 cards for Striga and 16 cards for Renfrey. There's always a lot of variability on the cards you draw, the side that wins, and the actions that other players take. I've played each of the tales at least dozens of times, so has our team of developers. One of our developers have played the solo mode about 50 times. And besides that, we are now playtesting some new things that you suggested. We have conducted plenty of outside playtests to make sure that the game runs smoothly and each tale has depth to it. I strongly believe that you will get hundreds of hours of playtime in that box. And each time the story, the characters, the vast amount of action cards and unique tale components will make the experience unique. That's it for today. Bye-bye.